Hey, it's your girl Natasha with GME Admin Insights, and I'm coming to you live today back in Florida. But that's okay. It's still Florida, right? People still want to come here. It's still a vacation spot. So I'm still good. Okay, so I am coming to you because, as you know, I get a lot of questions. I'm just going to start there. I get a lot of questions. Some I answer privately, some I answer publicly, especially when I think it's going to benefit the masses, right? So and as you all know, I've been in GME for 20 years now, 20 maybe plus years now. Oh, when I say that, it just makes me feel so old. But being in GME for 20 years, I've been in academic, I've been in the rural setting, I've been in the corporate setting, and I will tell you, and I've been in a setting that is halfway medical, halfway academic, no GME office. I was a GME and the program coordinator and the medical student coordinator and all of that. So having my hands in all of those settings, um, I can say for me, I like academic better. Academic GME better. I really do because you're connected, really connected to a medical school, academic faculty. They know what is expected. And no shade, but a lot of them do things for the right reason because they love to teach. Um, and so when you're in an academic hospital and you have an academic, a real academic residency program, you're there to teach the residents, right? And so everybody plays their part accordingly. And when I say that, I mean the faculty know that they're there to teach. They love to teach. That's their passion. So you don't have to, ask them 50 million billion times for what you need for a resident. You don't have to chase them down. They are more inclined to do what needs to be done for the program, for the residents, for the medical students, for the other faculty there than, say if you're in a rural setting, because they're not used to it. They're not used to, having residents rotate. And they look at it as extra work. And am I going to get paid for it? And now I have to do my job and teach them. So it really is a difference between the three. And I really say the three because the rural um, GME is, no one knows. Not unless they've been established for a while, then they will understand, okay, what they need to do. It's still, a little give and take and a push, but it's still like, this is what needs to be done. As far as like a corporate setting, we know corporate's all about the money, and that's anywhere, not just in a hospital, not just with GME or residency. Corporate is corporate, no matter where you are, and they are about that dollar. They are. So, in saying that, there's being corporate, you just have to fight a lot of red tape most of the time. It is, you do look up and get faculty that are really invested and they are really for the program and for the residents and for teaching. And that's refreshing when I come across that, especially in a corporate setting. But when it comes down to it, I love an academic program hands down. Even to like the funding, right? When I think about an academic setting that I've worked in, the one that I love, really have two, which is IU and then UT Southwestern. Those two were like the best. So slew, but like those two, IU is where I started my career. They taught me through and through. SLU really taught me how to be a manager, um, the dirty side of things, just saying. And UT Southwestern was like the crowd really from, you know what I'm saying? I really did dive more into GME, like, wow, this is how it should be ran, right? I worked at WashU for a brief time, and that is still like academic GME is just like, you know, hands down. I can't say more about that because from my own personal view, I think that all programs should be ran as in academic programs, right? As an academic um, GME setting. It's just but that's just my opinion. I know that all the entities. We have a physician shortage. We need physicians, whether they're rural, whether they come from a rural, a corporate, or an academic. But I do like academic settings better. You don't really have to fight a lot with a lot of things because they know that they're there for teaching, and because of that, there are certain things that they need to teach residents, right? For faculty development, right? Even for you, like there's things that is just a given. When you're in a rural setting, unfortunately, sometimes you don't have a lot of money for that. And it is really focused on like residents, not unless you're able to get grants for your program because you can get that rural grant, so that will help you a lot. But again, being in rural, you will have to, like I said, get the grants to help you, you know, build and sustain your program, right? Especially if the hospital is so rural that they don't have enough money, or the patients come in. It's just a lot that goes behind certain different rural programs. So that was a challenge. Yeah, I did rural. It was challenging. But once I got the grants and everything for the program, that gave us a little more wiggle room. But with a rule, you are the program administrator, you are the GME office, you are the director. It's like you are that person, and you have to do more work. So when it comes to corporate, it's more of they're about the money, like I said, and the doctors, unless you really get and you're really blessed with a program director who loves to teach, who loves to, enhance the program. It really is. It really is. I'll say a little bit of a challenge because you have more red tape to to get over, because of course it's corporate, so they don't do things the academic way. A lot of times they don't understand um, the ACGME part of things, especially when it comes to like the C-suite, right? You have to let them know the whys. Okay, we'll get a citation. You'll get an institution citation. Then it's like they have to really, really be educated, and it's like you have to educate them all the time. When you're in an academic hospital, everybody knows their position. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do, right? Everybody knows their position. So it's like, okay, I need XYZ for the program. And I will say, again, UT Southwestern was one that, hey, I need this for the program. Okay, there you go. You even have to go into why, per ACGME, we need this. It wasn't like that. I really did like UT Southwestern. WashU again was like that too, with the program that I was in, and the GME office was like the bomb. And that's another thing, when you have a university setting, an academic setting, you have a GME office that helps you when you're a program coordinator or the director. You're not doing everything and making everything all your own. It's kind of like separate. You have that support. Now, you may not like your GME office, but it's there. It's to help you grow, to help you learn, and it's for backing. So, in a lot of corporate or rural, they don't have that, right? It's all on you. It's all on your shoulders. So that's my little tidbit, and I only do this because your growth matters. See you later, guys.